We're talking with tonight's second place finisher in the super modified feature tonight, Rod Perkins. A fine job, Rod. So close, but yet so far away.
Yeah, it is. We led most of the race, made a couple of mistakes out front, and I can bet you it won't happen again.
I guess when you lose to a guy that finished third in the Dirt Cup, you can't feel too bad.
No, we really feel good about how we did tonight. The crew's worked really hard. We've gotten this far this year, and we're not over.
You had to feel good. You had a great start, and I think maybe without the yellows, you might have pulled off a victory.
I think so, but you got to remember that you got to play the cards that are dealt to you. I can't blame that. I just got to blame myself. It was a couple of bad moves right towards the tail end of the race. If I would have stayed up top, I don't think it would have happened. But he drove a good race. I seen him the whole time, and I could feel him.
You're catching a driver that's on a hot string right now. Houston finishing third in the Dirt Cup, and then coming back with a great finish in the sprint feature. He's just on a roll right now.
Yeah, he sure is. He's been looking really good. He's probably got one of the best crews up here, and that's what keeps two cars going.
Talk about the rest of the year. Obviously, you've got to feel more confidence now as the second half of the season is nearing. Chance to maybe make a run for that championship because you're still in the hunt. Yeah,
I think so. We're right up there in points. We got the car working good, the motor's working good. I gotta thank the sponsors for keeping this car going. Burlington Auto Parts, LE Auto Parts, they've been super on supplying parts to me, and that's what keeps the thing working.
Rod, all the best of luck the rest of the year, and I'm sure one of these wins will have number 69 written on it.
Yeah, I hope so. I haven't got one yet, but it's coming.
All right. Rod Perkins ever so close to taking his first ever Skagit Speedway feature. It should come before the 1989 season is over. The second place finisher in tonight's sprint car feature, Leo Voigt. Leo, you looked real good out there tonight. It looked like it might have been your night.
Yeah, I really thought I had it made there. I was surprised to see it go 25 straight laps like that, green to green, except for a little tangle up in first lap there. But I was surprised to see that, and went through traffic really good. And I knew Mark was there, diving in on me, and on every quarter, about 3/4 of the laps and stuff, I could see him down there, and he'd dive up and he'd get out on the brakes, and we had good clean race and stuff, and I was able to pull away from him coming out. I was just hoping that lap traffic would get between us and give me some room, but it didn't happen. He's too good of a driver for that, and he's going to be there at the end. And I slowed up a little bit going into the turn 3 there because there's lap traffic in front of me, and he slid up in front there, and that's how it goes. He got me in the heat race the same way pretty much, and my hat's off to him. He did a good, clean race.
It seemed like turn 3 and 4 he'd come underneath you, but he didn't. It wasn't working. That low groove just wasn't working for his car, except in the last lap.
No, it seemed like he had a pretty good push in it coming out. And the thing about the last lap is he dove in a lot earlier, and I got on the brakes a little bit there. Trying to leave myself enough room with the cars in front of me that I could get a good drive coming off the corner. And when I backed out of it, then he snuck in and slid up in front of me. I turned left to go dive down underneath him, but lap cars are right there, so I couldn't drag race him to the end. And I felt for sure I would have beat him because I had the good line coming out of the corner, and he was crossed up, but there's just cars there, and it couldn't do it. And he drove a smart last lap.
We're just talking to Rod Perkins, and of course, right now, Mr. Houston is on a hot string, third in the Dirt Cup last week, and just 2 photo finishes for the spectators. A great night of racing.
Oh, it really was. Like I said, I seen him. I was sitting in the car in turn 1 and 2 there, and I was watching Mark, and I knew exactly what he was doing. He did the same thing to me in the heat races. He'd dive down low, he'd let you know you're there, and then sure enough, you'd go low to block him off the next lap, and he'd go high, and as you're drifting up, then he'd slingshot down underneath you. And he did the same thing to me, and like I said, it's good heads-up driving by his part. I mean, do what you have to do to win without hitting anybody. That's great.
Any satisfaction for a second-place finish?
Oh, it's very satisfaction for us. A lot of satisfaction for us. It's kind of the beginning of the season for us now, and it's a good way to start for us. We've had problems at the beginning, money-wise, and getting the motor together, and little things here and there. And I'd like to thank Jim Burrows for loaning us some parts at the beginning there, and Jim Carr for loaning us the motor and stuff, and got some lap time in on the car, and so right now we're starting our season. We're going to go for it.
All the best of luck the rest of the year, Leo.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right. Leo Voigt, the second spot tonight in the sprint car feature. Ever so close, but it was Mark Houston's night. It started at Dirt Cup last Sunday, and it's continuing this week here at Skagit Speedway. That wraps up this JDS video production. Thanks a lot for joining us tonight. We'll see you next